Online mining information that is just wrong. Conversations about mining. Hi, Jess. How are you?
Yeah, great, Andrew. How you going?
Yeah, really good. Thank you. So you've got a couple of people that, or you've got one particular person that just got themselves a job that we want to give a shout out to before we start.
We do. Our buddy Sergey, he's been an awesome candidate. He did the three-step plan package with us, and he had a few hiccups. He went off to one site, and that kind of didn't work out as an offsider. But he has landed a role as an underground truck driver for Burncut, and he's stoked. He's signed his contract. He's loving it. The camp's great. The site's great. Everyone's really awesome, and he's super happy, and we're so proud of him for persevering even after the few bumps in the road at the start. He's been an awesome candidate.
Yeah. And the ironic thing with Sergey is that he's the path that he took, he's probably ended up in the best place possible anyway. So he's probably had the best result, which is really good. So we're really happy for him.
Yeah, stoked. He was looking for more for an offsider role. This was kind of the end goal, was getting an underground, like a truck driving role. So he's kind of skipped some steps and ended up with a really awesome job using that three-step package and taking all of the advice that Andrew and I gave him. So congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. And I suppose that leads into the mining information that's just wrong. A lot of people get in their head that they've got to do certain steps. And the reality is, if you can show the employer that you know how it all works, then you can go straight to the dream job that you've always wanted, which is normally the underground truck driving job, or the underground nippers job, or service crew, or pacefill, or something like that. That's full-time work that's going to put you on that pathway to getting a really good career. Because a lot of people think that they've got to go in as an offsider, or they've got to go in as a utility and then work their way up through the ranks and all that sort of stuff. It doesn't work like that. Most companies bring their people in directly as nippers or truck drivers from being green. And there's a lot of work around the country. You just got to know where it is and know what they want and how it's easy to give it to them. It's frustrating at times with the information that's out there.
It is. We have questions every single day on all platforms about, which tickets do I need? What tickets should I be doing? And you really don't, that's not really your first step. Like, your first step is educating yourself, getting your resume and cover letter sorted out, and making sure your applications are spot on. Because you might get into a role, you might do all of these tickets and manage to snag yourself an operating role, and you might not even enjoy it. You don't really know, especially if you've never ever worked in the industry before. I think it's really important to kind of get yourself in there and then figure out which direction you want to go. You might decide you want to go more the laboratory direction, or you might want to go into exploration. I just see so many people spend thousands and thousands of dollars and then come and ask the question about, what am I doing wrong? I've been applying for 6 months. I've spent $7,000 on all these tickets and I'm not getting anywhere. And it's really upsetting for us, because, a lot of the time they can't afford it. It's a desperate kind of grab at an entry level role, and it doesn't work. So
anybody that's out there telling you to do a whole heap of equipment tickets to get a mining job doesn't know anything about mining, because none of the employees on the hard rock side of things can use them. The only place in the production side of things that uses them is coal in Queensland, and there's bugger all jobs going up there at the moment. The majority of people that get jobs, or the majority of employers, they all have to issue their own on-site equipment tickets and on-site procedures, because they have to be able to prove in a court of law that they've done everything they can to train you if something goes wrong. And that's the way it is. And like I said, like Jess said, you had somebody in tears the other day because they'd spent a lot of money on tickets and they're just not getting a job. And like, from my perspective, as somebody that's been in the industry for a long time, if you put an S11 and a bunch of R2 equipment tickets that the employers can't use, all you're doing is saying to the employer, I've got no idea how your mine works. And, from our side of things, they just get culled straight away, those resumes. So it's really, it's really important.
If you see a resume come in and they've got all of those tickets, you've got a list of tickets this long, and you've got your, but you haven't actually got any operating experience, and you're maybe putting down your training college or where you've trained to do your tickets as experience, then that's automatically going to flag as well. As we'll know, if you've got those tickets because you've been working in a civil role and you've got some operating experience, then that's not gonna make any difference to your application. It's neither here nor there. But if you've just got the tickets and no hands-on experience at all, they're really just a waste of money. They're really a waste of your money.
Yeah. And if you're looking at a TikTok video and someone's standing in front of a dump truck telling you that you're going to come and, you're going to get a ticket and you're going to get a job, they got no mining experience. They don't know how it works. It's just, it's very frustrating on our behalf of people that are from the industry that know how it works. It's like, another red flag for people is if they call themselves a miner. When I first started in underground, if anybody called themselves a miner apart from the air leg miners, that was an invitation to get your head taken off in a pub. If you're working underground, nobody will call themselves a miner. They'll call themselves an operator, and it'll be like, I'm the bogger operator, or I'm on the jumbo operator, or I'm on charge up, or I work on the service crew. Yes, I work underground and I work in a mine, but they won't call themselves miners. Anybody that calls themselves a miner, unless they're doing the handheld old-fashioned mining, which is really tough, and they'll stick out like dog's balls. You'll know exactly who those people are. They're all real characters, most of them. But yeah, a lot of them just end up being utility workers or security guards or whatever that are just trying to big note themselves, and they often give you the wrong information. It's really like every second phone call I'm getting lately is somebody's, like, oh, I've been told to go and get tickets, or I've gone and gotten tickets, or I'm booked in to do an S11 or something like that, or I've just done my S11 and I can't get a job. And you've got to explain to them that the S11's only for coal and only for Queensland, and it's just a red flag for all the employers. All you're doing is saying that you don't know how the mine works, and they need people that know how it works so they can throw them in the deep end, which we talk about all the time on our channel, don't we?
We couldn't talk about it more.
I know, it's frustrating. I know if you think that we're going over old ground again, guys, I'm sorry. But every time that we think we put it to bed, and, we've got some traction out there with people knowing that they don't need to get equipment tickets to get a job. It's all about knowing how it all works. We get these phone calls from people that spend a fortune. Or or the videos that go viral get put to your attention. I mean, it's, you got a video going viral that's telling you the wrong thing. I mean, I don't know what you're supposed to say to that. It's just extremely frustrating.
It is frustrating. And, we do this job, both of us, because we love to help people gain it, especially entry-level roles. It's so exciting when that person gives you a call or sends you a message saying, I got the job. It's the best feeling ever. And I just feel like there's a more easier and less expensive way for you to do it that is actually going to make more sense and get you more results than kind of going the long way. Like Andrew said, I've had several people call me, like one girl in tears last week, because she'd spent all this money she couldn't really afford on these tickets, thinking that was going to be her foot in the door, and it just wasn't working out. So please do your research. If you want to ask any more questions about any of this, give either of us a call, or drop a comment on one of the YouTube videos or on our pages, and we can get back to you. But please don't waste your money on tickets.
No, and like I said, anybody that reckons that they know about mining that's telling you to go and buy a ticket, that's going to get you a mining production job, they don't know anything about mining, unfortunately. Civil, yes, definitely. But production side of things, everybody's got to be able to prove in a court of law that they've trained you, just in case something goes wrong. And you've got to have the on-site tickets to back it all up. So, yeah. Cool.
And all look, right. If you have gone out and bought all those tickets and you're feeling a bit gutted and a bit disheartened and a bit ripped off, there are other ways to get a little bit of experience and then start applying. You can start applying for civil roles, even if they're in town, and, start getting a bit of operating experience on the smaller machines and, working on construction sites and working shift work and getting those bits of experience. Or you can reach out to us and we can help you with the 3-step plan package, give you that education, sort out your resume and your cover letter, and you'll be surprised about how quickly you'll be having results if you've been applying and not getting anything back.
We've had a few people lately that have really got some results quite quickly, and they've been quite surprised about how quickly they've got results. And it comes down to, like, I was talking to somebody in the media the other day, and they had the same. I was quite surprised they had the same opinion that I did, that the general media was pointing everybody in the wrong direction. If you think that your future mining jobs in coal and iron ore, then you're not keeping up with what's going on. I mean, it's all automated, or it's in a downturn. Those two areas where they need jobs is gold and copper. That's where they need people, bums in seats.
Yeah, definitely. No, Yeah. People,
Cool.
yeah, don't believe everything you see or hear on the news.
No. And it's starting to come around. I've seen a few articles about the gold price and why it's high and the central banks around the world buying it and all that sort of stuff. So it's slowly coming to the fore. But at the moment, we've had a few people that have come through that have tried for 6 to 12 months to get into iron ore and coal and, drive the big dump trucks on the surface. And as soon as they do the training and refocus on an underground dump truck, they get in straight away. It's pretty, Sergey's, a good example of that.
He is a good example. I also had a guy end of last week. I did his resume last week. He'd been applying for a few months, hadn't really had much results, was ready to go back to work. And I did his resume on the Thursday, and on the Friday he called me, and he'd had a job offer to actually drive to Perth and fly out as an offsider that next day. And he'd had about 4 or 5 interviews lined up for the following week. He couldn't believe it. He was blown away. You've never heard someone so excited. You'd think he'd won the lottery. He was like, I just can't believe it. It's awesome. Like, we're having so many people have great results at the moment with underground.
Yeah, no, and it's simply going, giving them what they want and going where the jobs are. And, every underground mine in the country, every hard rock underground mine in the country is all looking for people. Nobody wants to be. It costs heaps of money. To bring people on, but everybody has to. So that's where you should be focusing your job hunt.
Definitely.
Cool. So if you've got any more questions that you'd like answered about the industry, please send them through. If you could share the video around and like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks.
Thank you.